Venelina, you can start the recording. Thank you. Okay, welcome to AUx. Today we have a 90-minute session planned for you. We will have a quick introduction to AUx. Then we will introduce today's speaker, Mathieu Deffontaines, who is joining us from the Benin office of GIZ. And today's topic will be gamification, a little bit different to our previous AUx's. Q&A will be ongoing, so you will have a chance to ask questions and receive answers as we go along. And I think this will be quite an interactive session, so keep your eyes peeled for what Mathieu will be doing with you today on the topic of gamification. Let me say a couple of things about AUx. So what is AUx actually? It's a learning event series organized by GIZ AU colleagues for GIZ AU colleagues. Today, Venelina took the lead and organized this session together with Mathieu. The objective is to leverage and build on the diversity of ideas, knowledge, and perspectives in the GIZ AU portfolio. And why do we do this? Because sense making is a collective process, and today, as you know, gamification is a topic maybe a little bit more out of the ordinary. But what that has to do with our work, Mathieu will tell you. The structure is simple. Depending on the topic, we do 1 to 3 learning events per month. This month we do actually 4. How long are they? Between 45 minutes and an hour and a half. They always happen online, and once we get back to normal modes of operation, we'll also try to do them physically in an office. And the format is usually like the one that we do today, a quick introduction, then we do the deep dive into the topic, and a Q&A session that follows. If you want to participate, you don't have to do much. We will send you an invite for all the AUx learning events, and you can just log in and participate. If you want to organize an AUx yourself, please get in touch with myself or with Khalid. And I would say with this, we just get started. Since this is an ongoing format, we can start now. Please type questions into the chat during the presentation. Venelina will be monitoring the chat, and we'll do this together with Mathieu. So without further ado, I think gamification is the topic of the day. Venelina, you're cleared into the tracks. Smoke on. You are still muted.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Smoke on. Yeah, my favorite. Welcome, dear colleagues. We see already 28 participants in this event, so we are very happy, and I'm sure a lot more will come. To introduce you, Mathieu, just very briefly, why have we chosen gamification? Why are we doing this? As you know, we had our annual planning 2020 in March, and in this course we have agreed that we will develop a task force that will work on digital development of the GIZ AU portfolio. And Catherine Damian, who's one of our digital focal points, and myself volunteered actually to lead this group. So we have been in touch with Mathieu. Actually, Catherine knows him from before because she's also part of the Digital Africa Task Force. Long story cut short, she was very excited about gamification and thought that this could be something that will be interesting for the GIZ AU portfolio. So this is how we came up to invite Mathieu, and we're very happy that we have him because Mathieu is digital ambassador who's working in GIZ Benin currently, and he has very wide experience with GIZ starting in 2012. He has been working in Cameroon and Niger, and then since 2018 he is in GIZ Benin. So currently Mathieu is advising 3 training institutes on introducing the concept of gamification and the gamification approach in the development cooperation. So yeah, this will be a very unusual presentation because Mathieu likes playing games, and this time it's not going to be just a PowerPoint presentation, but we will play some games. So let's welcome Mathieu and let's see what he has to tell us about gamification.
Thank you a lot for the warm welcome and good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining this presentation. I will try my best to speak in English, even if it's not my favorite language. First of all, and before we start, I'd like to know a bit where you are coming from. So I will launch a survey, and please tell me where are you listening from. Wait a minute.
We're looking forward to that. I will keep my microphone on, and I'm sure we will see you also later once you have launched this, since we can't see your picture, but just to tell the participants that we will be able to see you later. Yeah, let's see where everyone is.
Personally, I'm in Europe right now. I should be normally in Benin. Maybe by the end of the month, I will be back there, but because of the COVID-19, I'm working from France right now. And as I see, almost half of the participants seems to be in Europe. Some of you are at the AU office, and a warm greetings to the colleagues from Ethiopia. I know only the airport, unfortunately, but I wish one day I will discover your country. So
we have colleagues from the African Union, I can see, in the participants list, but
8%.
I don't see them voting. Please, colleagues.
But this is not our main topic, so we will move to the presentation. I will share my screen with you, and I won't be able to see anymore the chat, so Lina will help me to see your reaction, if any. Don't hesitate to ask questions during the presentation. So the topic of today is gamification. And gamification is a way to modernize e-learning process, for example, or learning process. Since people like game and can be very motivated by playing games, if we introduce some games in the learning process, we can have a very good result. In the introduction, it was said that I'm working as a digital ambassador since end of 2018. I was one of the 5 first digital ambassador. I don't know if you know this network within the GIZ, and therefore I've got 3 different quiz. We may play to know a bit who are the digital ambassador and where they are acting. So let me introduce you to one of these quiz. I hope you can all see my screen.
We
There's
see it,
a
Mathieu.
short movie presenting our network, but we will jump it. Maybe you can have a look after, and we will directly start the quiz. At the end of the presentation, normally some GIZ cup might be shared, so don't hesitate to try to find the good solution. So at the end of the year, there was 12 countries in red in Africa having some digital ambassadors. Some of them have more than one digital ambassador, even 2 or even more. So which one has got at least 2 digital ambassadors? Benin, Burkina Faso, Mauritania, or South Africa? Please express your choice so that I click to one of these.
We hear from the audience Mauritania. Mauritania again, so we have 2 votes for Mauritania. South Africa, I guess, wait, let's see.
Ethiopia has
South Africa,
digital.
2. Okay, 3 for South Africa.
3 for South Africa. So let's try South
Benin,
Africa.
haha. Let's try South Africa.
No, I'm the only one in
Mauritania.
Benin. So actually, okay. Mauritania has got 2 and South Africa only 1 so far. But it's changing. And in the previous map, you haven't seen Togo and Niger, but since March, they've got also digital ambassador. So what is our favorite tools to communicate? The question were made before the Corona crisis. Was it Facebook and LinkedIn, Outlook, MS Teams, or WhatsApp?
Well, that's a pretty obvious one. Let's see what the colleagues say.
So?
MS Teams, I can see.
MS Teams, and that's the right answer.
Oh, WhatsApp is also a guess. MS Teams, I think. No Snapchat here? Question mark.
Now it seems to be old-fashioned, but end of 2018 we were one of the first group within the GIZ to start with MS Teams Room. So, how many training sessions for special onboarding did take place by the end of 2019? 4, 2 in German and 2 in English, 5, 6, or 8? Because we are development advisor, but we've got a special onboarding.
Okay, we have 5 or 6, not sure, as an answer. Well, that's a bit difficult for us.
Let's try 6.
Special.
And 6. That's the right answer.
Great. Well, we have a winner, Théophile.
But he's one of the digital ambassadors, so it's more easy for him. What are the biggest obstacles for digitalization in Africa? Digital literacy, affordability, internet access, or all these 3 answers?
We have 3 answers, all 3 answers, internet access. Oh, quite a lot are voting for all 3 answers. So, and that's correct.
And that's correct. And I don't know if you know about Republica, which is a big German meeting on internet governance. And for the first time, it took place in Africa and in Accra, Ghana. At that time, how many were present from which country? 9, 11, 12, or 13?
We have not that many, maybe 9 as an answer.
That's true because it was at the beginning of our network, and we were not so many at that time. At the beginning of the year, we were 12, and I think now we are 14, and with the first one for South America, we will be 50. So this was a way to present our network. So as you see, a quiz might be a good way to present any content. And there are several ways of presenting it, and there are many platforms that you may use to write quiz. And I could have used that one also to introduce the same network with almost the same questions. Sorry, it's loading. Also, but in this case, you've got a timer, and everyone is a little bit different. And I put other questions. Look, it is the same question, but the choices are different. So, and as a matter of fact, multiple choice question is maybe the easiest way to jump in the gamification process. And there are some rules to follow to have good questions. For example, you should use precise wording and simple sentence structure. You should place most of the words in the question stem. You should make all distractor plausible. A distractor is a wrong answer, but if I put, for example, where are digital ambassador, and I put France, I don't know, Norway, Iceland, or so on. It's not a good choice because it's not really plausible because GIZ is not acting in this country. So try to make distractor possible. Keep all answer choice the same length if possible. Avoid double negative because it conducts to misunderstanding and so on. I will send you a link with all these rules that you can use. I'd like to speak a bit about the gamification I organized in Benin, or I launched just before the Corona crisis start. What is a gamification? Actually, the word does not exist. It's a creation from hackathon and gamification. So I try to select some Beninese students to work and to develop some gamification solution for all my 3 training institutions. And unfortunately, we couldn't follow the program. And we have to move to a global hackathon to develop some games against the COVID-19 to raise a bit more awareness. I may show you our official website. Oh, sorry, but doesn't mind. This is not our website, but this is all the hackathons that happen after March, as the crisis was very strong, and we managed to transform our hackathon into one of these global hackathons. And we are, I think, at the end. Sorry, we will move directly to the official website that has been recognized even by the Beninese government as a good initiative in the context of the corona crisis. And if we look to what the students develop, we had a Ghost game, but also very simple games. I hope you all see my screen, like memory. And you have to recognize the several attitudes that you should adopt during this corona crisis. For example, this is very easy and very easy to implement in our partner institution, and that's what I've done. And if you have a look back to our official website, you will see some video of the launching and the presentation, the way we redefine our objectives due to the corona crisis, and here you find the 10 rules for making good questions for quiz. This was the profile of the candidate who apply to the hackathon, and these are my 3 training institutions which were involved in that hackathon and should normally get a trainee after that hackathon. That was the normal agenda of the hackathon, but make only the introduction, and then we had to stop it and to go remotely. Some other picture, but what is this is the work with my partner. We were having a session on how making good question and how to program and to configure some quiz online. And we, with the same questions, after a good selection, we could make a Facebook version, a Google version, a Learning Apps version. We will go through the Learning Apps platform, which is one of my favorite, and also a Kahoot one. We will play also a Kahoot game by the end of this presentation. And what is also interesting is this. This is some websites that you may use to start with a gamification process in your partner institution or within your program. You can make quiz or even much more complicated and sophisticated games. But as I told you before, I like very much the Learning Apps platform, since it is a multilingual platform, even in German, in French, or English. You can search for already made content or create your own app. You've got matching pairs, for example, group assignments, number line, simple order, free text input, multiple choice quiz, and so on. So, and you can share your content with others. If you put, for example, gamification, you might see two of my own production, and I suggest we try that one. The gamification crossword is quite easy. You have to find the missing word. A very short one, 3 letters. So if you can make something more missing word and include notion of play, you can get people to do things they otherwise might not want to do. What is the answer?
Okay, we have fun. I think 3 votes for fun already, so
okay, great.
Great.
We move to number 6.
We're
As
very
gamification
good.
makes singly mountain task fun, using it appropriately can boost participation rates in e-learning course. Missing word, employee motivation, and even improve retention.
Increasing we have as an answer.
Increasing? No.
Okay, increase then. Let's just exactly
Let's try
increase. Lydia, thank you.
Number 1, types of missing words include grades, achievement badges, or level, the filling of a progress bar, or providing the user with virtual currency. It's not a verb, it's a noun starting with R.
Ratings as a suggestion.
Which word?
Geoffrey suggests ratings.
Rating.
No, R-A-T-I-N-G-S.
Ratings. Great. Now we have a natural desire to be curious, discover, and to. But this is often discouraged with all training method.
Learn. We have Caroline suggesting learn.
Okay, great.
Annalisa.
After that, you have a blue button on the bottom right, where you can check your answer. If it's green, it means it's good. If it's red, it's wrong. So the word rating, for example, was not the good one. Would you like to try again? Type of include grades, achievement badges, level, filling of a progress bar, or providing the user with virtual currency.
Reward. It's a suggestion from Sebastian.
Reward.
So he will be giving the reward.
We tried it, and now it's the good one. And very important noun starting with A. Gamification is about taking something that is not a game and applying game mechanisms to increase user happiness and loyalty.
Let's
Why?
see who's gonna get the reward engagement. Yes, Yadeta and Philip Alexander.
Great. And the last one, starting with D. Gamification increased willingness to participate and engage. That willingness is supported biologically by the missing word, which is released when a person experiences pleasure and increased motivation to continue doing the thing that gave pleasure.
Yes, so I think we have the right answer. So it's the dopamine
That was
hormone.
one, but I think we made it. And exactly, great. We found it. And now you've got a link to the sum up I prepare for you from this presentation, where you can find this crossword again, some of my presentation in Benin on gamification, but it's in French, or maybe we will change and make this presentation available in English later. Some other short presentation. Word cloud on gamification with most of the main key elements like fun, like e-learning, pleasure, interactive, increase, experience, amusement, engagement, games, attention, and so on. A map of your brain to know a bit what's going on in your brain while you are playing games, because this is really important to discover what is all going on. When you play, you've got dopamine, you have the desire to do more, and since you get reward for the result of your engagement, you want to play even more and to learn even more, and so on. So that's the reason why gamification is really important and motivating for people, and is quite easy to implement. So if we are back to our presentation, gamification is exciting because it promises to make the hard stuff in life fun, and that's all what it's about. So as I told you, learning apps is one of my favorite platform, and we can choose another game, for example that one, the word grid. So I put some words that you are from my presentation and from what I'm explaining since we start this presentation. So you have to find it back, like gamification, for example. What have you seen?
So we have an answer: learning, increase, fun,
But please try
reward.
to help me to know where it was, because I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, maybe a
But
competition.
for example, badges, fun,
Yeah,
retention,
retention, exactly. Release, competition, actively. Wow,
competition,
everyone is quite
reward.
active here.
Great. And this is exactly the way we want people attending any GIZ session, by being interact actively. and so it increases, and you've got dopamine and so on. But now let's see how we can change it. If I log in, I can modify my application. I move to English. It's easier. So I give a title to my app. I have to give some indication about the rules and describe what is expecting. And then I select background image very easily. And I just have to put my different words. If I like, I can put some hints connected to the word. I like the people to find. And I've got some parameter if I allow, for example, diagonal words or not. If I show the word you have to find before starting or not, if I show hints or not, and so on. And for example, if I like to change and to put Ethiopia and and I put as indeed as int biggest GIZ office in Africa, for example, and I want less word to find. And I present the word to find. I didn't save the app. I should have made a copy before. Okay, I do it even if it's a bad idea. Okay.
Maybe if we're allowed to shoot a question while you're doing this, there's a question from Adam. Is the Learning app free? And are you allowed to download quizzes or embed them on other sites?
If I choose for my partners learning apps, it's because it's all free. It was a project from the Bern University in Switzerland, and you don't have to pay for anything. The problem is that you play online, so you cannot download your quiz or so on. You need internet connection. But look, I've been changing a bit my game. Now you've got Ethiopia as a word to find. The words are written. So dopamine. Can anyone find where Ethiopia is?
Yeah, on the right upper corner.
Yes, exactly. And if I find it, I've got the hint. Biggest GIZ office in Africa.
Interesting.
So it's really easy to use, and that's the reason why in Benin I train the trainer of all my partner institutions with this platform, and they are able to make some games on very various topics. And then you can create e-learning class. For example, which one? Formation CFM. Okay. where you can select some games for your audience. This is, for example, is the institution to train for water-related job. So we've got special games about it, and I've got the statistic. I can see who was doing which games, if he only started or if it was finished. And it was finished in 521 seconds. So I can see, for example, Amadou Touré was quite a good student since he succeeded in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 games. It's a much more better result than that one who started only one game and who wasn't able to finish it.
It seems like a very important monitoring tool. Just to remind you of the time, it's 1:45. We said that we would like to play some games as well. So just
okay.
Just to yeah.
So we will move to a count game now. And for that, please take your smartphone. You will use it as a Fernbedienung. I know the word.
Like a remote control?
As a remote control to answer the quiz. So please take your smartphone and type kaut.it. Venelina, can you type it in the chat to make sure that people have got the right...
Sure, I'm doing this right now. Kahoot.it.
Don't use Kaut.com. Kaut.com is for the creator, but Kaut.it is to play. Would you like to play 4 questions or 6 questions?
Let's hear the audience. Who would like to have 4 questions and who would like to have 6? And there is a reward for that. Let's see who's the fastest and the smartest. Okay, they want to play 6. Great.
So we will play 6 questions. So I hope you all start your browser and the Kaut.it, type Kaut.it. It's asking for a game pin. The game pin is now 121660. So please enter the game with this pin and put your name. So Raphael is in the game. Adam, Anna, great. Philip, Sebastian, Sami, Marietta.
We have 34 participants in the call, so let's see if we're going to have them here playing.
My record was over 60 participants in the Royal Benin Hotel in September. So let's start with the 16 players that managed to register for that game. Even 17.
So is everyone else able to join in while we're playing, or what is the...
Yes, it is possible, but maybe they will miss the point for the first question. But while people are still
okay, we expect some more.
There will be 6 questions with up to 4 answer options with a color, red, blue, green, and yellow. So please type as soon as possible the right color, which is the right answer. So keep eyes to my shared screen and try to vote for the right answer. So we've got now 20 players, and we will start with the first question. So, first question. Gamification will require me to change everything about my classroom. Is that true or false? Already 4, 6, 8, 10 answer.
So let's see whose internet connection is the strongest, because this is gonna, I think, influence the answers and the speed.
But you get only point if you give the right answer. So 1 second left. So now the result. 13 people of you say you don't need to change everything. You can add some games into your classroom. And that's the right answer. So let's see who was the quickest. So Vinny, the moderator, knows the rules.
We have tested that before, so that's why. I mean, yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll just wait a little bit longer next time.
But don't worry, there are 5 remaining questions. So we move to the next one. What is the essence of gamification? Gaming in the classroom, giving badges and rewards, increasing motivation and engagement, or changing behavior? You've got still 40 seconds to answer.
I think this time we have 20 answers very quickly, so we can go to them.
I think
or do we have to wait for the
more
time?
than 20. Otherwise,
okay.
we would have already the result.
Okay, so I guess someone else joined as well. Super.
So we have to wait until the timer is down. But for the next question, it's shorter. But for the first one, I wanted to be sure that everyone has understood how we play a Kahoot, which can replace actually a PowerPoint presentation. So great. You all, or most of you had the right answer, increasing motivation and engagement. And right now, you seem to be engaged since you are playing with me. And you can't use your smartphone for anything else and to get a WhatsApp message and so on. So that's quite good. Let's see who is first. Vinny, you are no more allowed to play, please.
Okay,
or
I
you want to keep
just
your
wanted to create some more yeah. Okay, yeah, some competition.
So we continue with the third question. Do you have to have technology in order to implement gamification? Quite easy answer. Seven seconds left. So what's the result? Indeed, you don't really need technology to gamify any e-learning course or context, but with technology you have very interesting solution like the Kahoot quiz, for example, the Learning App platform, and so on. So
I think game
if you
on. Yeah, sorry, just we have some excited people already. Joffrey, lots of dopamine right now, so it's working. So please continue in that. Yeah, Philip is that struggling? Yeah, no, it's working quite well. So we look forward to more.
Okay, so let's continue to the ranking. Is it Philip Bush or another Philip?
Philip Alexander Moser.
Because 5 years ago, Philip Bush, who was a kind of expert of gamification within the GIZ, was organizing the first Gamify It hackathon in Addis Abeba. I don't know if some of you remember. I've read about it, and it gave me some inspiration for the one I organized in Cotonou. So let's continue. What is gamification? A fun game that students get to play in class, red. Playing games that have to do with the concept being taught, yellow. A computer game, green. Use game like elements to motivate students to learn, blue.
In the chat, we have someone saying it's tricky one. Geoffrey says it's tricky, but if you have read the invitation, I think there was a hint on that.
But as I told you, you have to make all distractor possible. Otherwise, it's too easy. If I put what is gamification, like eating ice cream, it won't be a good distractor. So let's see the answer. So the best answer was use game like elements to motivate students to learn. Not only students, as a matter of fact, anyone. And I think we slowly move to the last question. No, there are still two. Badges, points, and achievements are an example of what? It's too easy because we've already had this question in the crossword on the Learning Apps platform. So normally all of you shall find the right answer. 4 seconds left, 2, 1, 0. Reward system. Doesn't change a lot, so Philippe is really quick, Geoffroy as well. But let's see if something happened with the last question. Which of the following is not required for an activity to be considered as a game? Feedback, goals, rules, or winner? It's quite mixed answer, but as a matter of fact, everyone is a winner since you learn something. Even if you are not the first one with the reward, with the GIZ cup we will share. I think everyone has got some feedback on gamification. What is it? We had a clear goal while starting this presentation, giving you some example, and the rules were known. But for me, everyone is a winner, even if we have, for this special Kahoot quiz, even 3 winners. So let's see the final podium. On the 3rd place, Laura. Geoffroy is 2nd. And Philip.
And the winner is... Great. Congratulations, Philip.
So
you are getting the award, which is... Sebastian, am I allowed to say what it is? Did we say in the beginning?
Please, go ahead.
Yeah, this is one of our very, very nice GIZ AU coffee cups. Yeah, you must just let us know how to send it to you. In which country are you at the moment? And yeah.
And now I show you a bit how I can track my students on learning apps. We can also get some feedback with Kahoot. With this. So you can vote if you were learning during this experience, if you like it, if you would recommend it. Oh, most of you are already disconnected. Only 2, 3 answer.
Yeah, I guess we can. I was also disconnected. I guess we can reconnect. Yeah.
So you are all very convinced of this tool. I am, and it's the partner organization really like it when the connection allow it, because most of the time we have some connection issue. And even more interesting is the report we can get after it. Oh, they changed the option. So I can download a report in an Excel sheet format, even in the free version. Look. And for the teacher, it might be very interesting to know what was good understood or not, where he should change maybe the content of his class if you use this as an evaluation, and so on. And you can do it with various topics. It's very interesting and quite easy to implement. So let's have a look at the presentation to see if I missed some great ideas. Spoke about it. yes, you can't hold people's attentions the way you used to, and gamification enable you to keep people more concentrated on your presentation. We already spoke about this figure, I think, and this is an example in one of my training institutions. On the website, I post, for example, the result of one of the challenge we set. Since we were not using Kahoot, I was programming myself, and they were representing some council of Benin, and were attempting in October to a session, and we were challenging them. It was very successful. And I can also show you from another partner institution, INFRE, Institut National pour la Formation et la Recherche en Éducation. You will see how I can integrate some of my learning apps game very easily through Kahoot. So you can see here some PDF to download from some teacher in primary school, but I try to gamify digitally some of them. Like, for example, that one. That one was a game about fraction. I don't know if it's the right word in English, but I manage very easily with the trainer to transform it in a learning apps game. And for example, 2 from 4 is that one? No, is this one? So right answer, it disappears. 5 from 8, it disappears. But if I put in the wrong way, it's red, it's bad. A bad answer. So
Mathieu, just looking at the time, we have around 20 minutes, and I guess there are plenty of questions to you. How can we use some of these nice ideas to implement in our programs, to use some gamification approaches? Maybe we can open a little bit for discussion if you are fine with it. We invite our colleagues to either say that they have input and they can say it, they can turn on their microphones and say it, or they can just type it and I'll read it out. Remember when we tested it in the beginning, you showed me also one of the games that I told you we can use for example, our border program. It was quite interesting. Maybe you can show this while we start collecting the questions, or
depending on the question. Otherwise, I can show you another example with the one we spoke previously.
Yeah, maybe you can start loading it while colleagues think about their questions. There was also already one question from Adam from the African Union. How can we integrate gamification, like some kind of games on a platform? Is that some kind of possible, or do we just use it as an inspiration and develop our own way to integrate it into the platform?
For sure, it's quite easy to implement. For example, one of my partner institutions, CEFAL, which train for council administration.
Exactly, that's it. That's the one I wanted to, yeah.
We have been organizing several sessions on very different topics, like finance, or like how to rebuild or to have better roads, and so on. And you can adapt it to any kind of topics. So you can continue to use crossword with definition on that special topic, which is how to rebuild road, for example. Or just using some others that are already been done by other people. This is a placement on a picture, for example, where you have to define what is the elements that has been pointed out. And after 2 or 3 day training, the teacher are able to program their own games for their students and to adapt the content of our modules.
You say usually trainers, so is that something that everyone can create? Like, can we say that from...
With learning apps, it's quite easy.
With learning apps, like from when you have a look at the different positions, from you know, office manager, junior, like advisor, do they have to be really experts in gamification in order to create apps and offer such content, or can everyone or anyone do that? Do we need a special...
I hope the example with word grid was an
it
easy
showed us,
one,
yeah, that
and
it's
show
easy,
you,
exactly, yeah.
It wasn't so difficult to...
No, I just wanted
to adapt.
To hear it once more, so we can really motivate our people and tell them that it's quite easy to use.
It depends on the platform you selected. The more adapted you want it to have, the more difficult it might be. But if you use already pre-format games, it's quite easy. But it seems to be easy, for example, to make a quiz. But as a matter of fact, you will see by the time that it's not so obvious the way you have to raise questions. But I share with you at the beginning of my presentation some rules to try to make better quiz, for example. But
Great.
anyone can start to develop a quiz.
Yeah, well, we have in our participants at the moment various colleagues from different programs working also with training institutes. So maybe we can, try to get someone to really ask a question if this could be really implemented in their context. Like we have programs working on agriculture, they're working with training institutes, ATVET. We have our colleagues who are currently developing the AU platform, the pilot courses for the AU e-learning platform. So they're also very welcome to ask specific questions. We have the border program, which is currently developing also pilot e-learning courses. And I could imagine this could work very well for them.
And I make a little bit advertisement for myself, since My job is ending in September. If you want to create a new position, I will be glad to apply for it.
Oh, great. Well, that's actually very good news, since I think we have a lot of programs who are really working on for the development of their digital skills and their. Oh, just a second, I have a visitor. And I think we have our director as well, who also heard your advert. Marietta is also putting a smile, so that's very good to know that you will be available for advice, maybe as a consultant or in a position. So I don't see any questions from the audience. Is there something else that you can share in the last 15 minutes that is very exciting and you thought we're not going to make it on time? Is there anything else you could share?
Let's check if I add some other slide to show. This was about the reward system that you may use to get people motivated, because technology, fun and reward make a better engagement. And otherwise, a gamification model with the reward, with the behavior, with the measurement and the mechanism. And depending on the platform, you've got platform with a lot of multimedia possibility. It looks very nice, but sometimes you don't get a lot of feedback of your students. For example, if we just compared the feedback we had in the Learning Apps classroom and the Kahoot. In the Kahoot, I knew much more better where you had a bad answer, which question was very well answered, and so on. In the Learning Apps background, I had only information about was the game ended or not, which is actually not really enough. So depending where you put the focus, I wouldn't suggest you to use the same tools.
There is a question from Elke, and she's asking, can you think of situations or a learning context where gamification doesn't work or isn't suitable? That's quite interesting to know.
If you adapt to your audience, it's possible everywhere. I even read that the average age of people following gamified e-learning session is 37. So it's not just for young people. It might be for anyone, but you can have some technology issue. For example, bad internet access. If all of your solution are just online, it might be difficult and people will be disappointed, but not by the fact that you wanted to introduce games, but by the fact that they won't be able to play the games because of lack of internet or so on.
And this is one of the main problems in Africa. I don't see any other questions here in the chat. So I would just maybe give you the word now, but also hand over to Sebastian, who can guide us through the last minute of this event today. So from myself, yeah? Sorry, Mathieu.
I would like to know how you evaluate this presentation. So if you just can vote very quickly, if it was excellent.
Is the speed important here? Are we getting a reward?
And I hope it gives you some inspiration, and you are convinced that is also possible for any of your project. And I think your next presentation is on design thinking. Is that correct?
Well, this was supposed to be a surprise, but yes, we are planning it.
I can show you for the end a very small game I prepared about design thinking, about this 5 step.
Oh, since we have another 10 minutes, yeah, we would love to see that. Please go ahead. Right, Sebastian, we have the last 10 minutes to do so.
Sure. No, I just put in the chat the link for the one who like to be introduced to one of your next topic, if it's design
Okay,
thinking.
that would be also very helpful. Well, from my side, thank you so much for introducing gamification to the GIZ AU office. We hope to stay in touch, and I'll just give the word to Sebastian, who will just take over from now. Thank you, Mathieu.
Thank you too.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much, Mathieu. Thank you for providing us with our daily dose of dopamine. Can you share the PowerPoint with us, and then we will share it with all the participants of today? I think you also mentioned some links, and it will be great if we could share them with the participants as well. Mathieu already did a little review. I think we can leave it at that. Thank you very much, Mathieu, for the interesting inputs and for engaging us in this AUx Learning Event. Thank you, Vanelina, for organizing it. Thank you, everyone, for participating. We had a lot of external visitors today as well. I hope you enjoyed this as well. Thanks for joining. If there are any questions, please drop us an email, get in touch with us, and we're happy to guide you towards an answer. So thank you very much. Oh yeah, Mathieu already shared the presentation link in the chat. Thank you very much. And with that, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you too, and see you.
Bye, Mathieu.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
We can end the record.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.